Hey guys, I wanted to make a quick video about grommets. Not everybody likes to use firewall bulkhead connectors on stuff, and typically you got to run some wire through a piece of metal. If you don't have a factory grommet, already in place in your firewall, I figured I'd show y'all kind of what I do. First, we'll go over here. I got a whole bunch of different grommets. So all these different grommets are kind of a pain to keep up with, right? So you got different wall thicknesses, then you got different outside diameters versus inside diameters versus how thick or thin they are. They're a pain to keep up with. They like to fall in and out of the hole if you don't have the hole sized perfectly. They work great for, small things here and there, but when you're passing the main loom through the firewall, I like to use these. These are Seals It. Earl's makes these. So you can buy them predetermined with a hole already in them, the center hole already in them. What I find is you kind of screw up when you order them, right? So these things are like 20 bucks a piece, but when you order them, you wind up ordering like a 3-inch OD. And then this one's got a 1.2-inch ID, and then you go, oh, well, man, I really only needed like a 1/2-inch ID. It's a pain. So I wind up ordering the majority of them in, they're blank, right? So here's a small version, right? So they're blank, there's no hole. And for 30 bucks, the same company that makes the grommets makes a little punch setup. All right, I think it's like 30 bucks, there's the part number. Summit, Jagged, all those companies have it. They sell these, and they'll have the tooling with it. So this seems pretty simple, straightforward, kind of dumb, but I figured I'd go over a couple things so that you avoid having a problem. The first thing is that you want to drill your hole the same size as the outside diameter of the rubber. Okay, a little bit, maybe make the hole even a little bit bigger. You want it all the way out here at the edge. The reason you don't want your hole the size here, like of just how big the wire is it's going to go through, is because you got a better chance of the wire chafing metal if you drill the hole too small. So the purpose of these is to drill a hole the size of the rubber and then cover the whole thing, right? And then you can cut your hole in the rubber to fit the size wire that's going to go through it. Also, this stuff's pretty pliable. So like if you cut a hole in one of these for say a 1/4 inch, because you think the loom is only going to be 1/4 inch coming through this, or 1/2 inch, whatever it is, you can typically stretch the hole out about 1.5 or at least double, almost triple the diameter of the hole that you cut in it when you got to try to shove connectors through it, right? So anyway, enough about a grommet, about the application of it. I see this quite a bit. Somebody puts this only on the outside, and the wire comes up. Say this is through a panel or whatever. Your wire comes up like this, and it's trying to come up through this hole. It comes along the panel and then does a hard 90 through here, and it winds up rubbing the inside of the hole, back behind this rubber. So it sounds redundant, but use 2 of them. Right? So one on the inside, one on the outside, so that the rubber lays over top of both sides of a hole. So, car I'm working on right now, be a little hard to see, but there you go. We got one up there on the inside, one down there on the inside, and then you come out here, and there they are on the outside. So the hole, the finger bang this, the hole is all the way out here, right? So the metal is actually cut. You can see I'm digging my finger in here. It's all the way out to the surround, right? So even if the wire's in here banging around or whatever, it's not going to chafe the metal, right, that we had cut out. So this is titanium. So I cut a hole in the titanium the size of this, and then I punch the hole the size of the connectors that I'm going to have to shove through in the desired loom width that's going to come through here. So you always want to cut your hole the size of the loom width, because the connector is not just going to sit in there the whole time. Like I said, you could stretch it. So stretch this thing out to fit your connectors through, but make sure that the hole's the size that you want for the loom to come through. And then, you know, same thing up there. I'm running just the CDI coils through this one up here. I'm going to keep these, I like to keep the CDI coils a little separated from everything else. But I figured I'd stop doing what I was doing and show y'all the implementation of these little grommets. They work great. You know, they're like, I think they're like 18 or 20 bucks, depends on the size, you know, so the little ones are a little small, a little cheaper. But I'm a big fan of cutting the hole myself. So this one right here is going to wind up getting cut to, you know, 5/16, because I've got to run, you know, X amount of wire through it, and, you know, at certain gauge size with loom over top of it, and it's going to come out to about a 5/16 OD. So actually it'll come out to about a 1/2 inch OD, but we'll keep that rubber stretched around the loom so it's nice and tight and sealed up. So hopefully it helps somebody. Have a good one.